Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 45 of A Year Change. Today we're going to do pretty much what we did yesterday. I'm just going to sort of wing it. I'm still in the process of trying to figure out if we can sort of have a guideline as to how this is going to progress. I'd like to have something where Tuesdays we do something specific and then Wednesdays we do something specific and stuff like that. And I sort of have it mapped out. But I want to add a couple of other things and fiddle around with it and just see where it goes from there. But change is a-coming. So probably hopefully by tomorrow actually. But at the very least, by the start of next week, then we'll have a nice schedule mapped out. We'll know what we're doing. And you'll be able to say, okay, well, Fridays, this is when we do puzzles. And Wednesdays is when we have volleyball or whatever it is. We won't have puzzles and volleyball, unfortunately. But many of you are probably sitting there waiting with bated breath trying to find out what happened with the hill. The huge, giant, big fuck-off mountain that I have to park at work. I don't have to, but I was going to yesterday during the video, I said that I was going to go and probably try to park on top of it just to get into the pattern of walking up the hill. Because eventually when my schedule changes and I'm working later, I'm going to have to because there's just no parking spots there. So I went there today and drove in and completely wussed out. I couldn't do it. It's so steep. It's so big. And I don't think you understand how horrible the walk is. And I know that I should be saying, no, we shall push through and conquer the mountain or whatever it is. But it is insanely steep and horrible, horrible, horrible to go up. And I just completely chickened out. I didn't want to do it. But I have made up for it. Actually, I even went out to my car at lunch because I was going to move it to the top of the hill. And ended up sitting in my car on Twitter and not doing anything, just as per usual. And then I went, oh, too late, don't have time, I have to go back into work. So, but I knew I had to do something to sort of make up for it because it was one of those things that if I don't do this, then I'm going to feel really bad because I made such a big deal out of it. But what I decided to do instead is, and this was sort of part of the plan anyway, was I've started my exercise early. So we still are doing it for a week or two, but I decided I'm going to, especially where I didn't go up the mountain. I keep calling it a mountain. It's a hill, but it's a very tall, steep hill. So for me, it's a mountain. For most other people, it's a hill. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start something. Instead, I will start my exercise. So yesterday when I came home from work, I thought I will clean off my coat rack / treadmill and get working on that. So I did a kilometer on the treadmill, and I'm going to do that every 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, when we start our exercise, you're not going to be doing a kilometer a day, so don't worry. It's the reason why I started out that way is because when I stopped last time, I've never really done like a run thing on the treadmill, but I was doing 5 kilometers a day. So it's like 2.5 miles-ish. So that's where my level was. And I never really ran. It was just a walk. So it was a fairly brisk walk for about an hour. I would put on a movie or something for an hour. And then usually by the time that was done, I had gone 4 kilometers. Because I walk about 4 kilometers an hour. So 2.5 miles an hour. Which is really slow. But it's faster than I normally walk because I usually just mosey everywhere. Or saunter. No, I mosey. Fuck it, I mosey. I like moseying. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to start that because if I just say, oh, I'm going to go up the mountain and then don't do anything else on top of it, it's going to look really, really bad. So I've started mine a little bit early. When we start the exercise program in general, you're not going to be doing anything near a kilometer every 3 days. So don't even worry about it. I'm just doing that because it's a very low starting point. Like when I'm done, I'm not out of breath. I'm not anything. It's just a matter of going for a walk, and I probably walk more than that in the run of a day anyway. But I want to start out at 1 kilometer, because if I start out too much, just like everything else, if I start out saying, oh, well, I'll get right back into doing 5 kilometers, then I'll do it one day, and then I'll wake up the next morning and I'm not going to want to do anything. So, I'm going to do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I might do it before, like first thing in the morning, before I go to work, because I can do that, and then I always feel better after doing it. So if I do that, then go get cleaned up and ready for work and everything, then I'll probably feel better throughout the run of the day. But I haven't figured that part out yet. I just know I need to do it 3 days a week, and starting out very slowly that way. And for me, it is. It's like 15 minutes of walking, essentially, is all it is. So imagine if you just went for a 15-minute walk somewhere, which you're probably doing anyway for the majority of us. So as things progress, each week I'm going to add more and more until I'm back up to the 5K, and then I might add a 4th day, or try to go from there. But I figured I had to start something, and this way, probably by the time it gets to a point where I have to park on the hill, then I'll probably be doing 2 kilometers a day. So the cardiovascular aspect of the exercise is going to help when I'm having to go back up the hill. And so at that point, then I'll start parking up there, and, well, I'll have to anyway. And, I mean, I'm not walking up and down and up and down. It's just at the end of the day, I walk back up and go from there. And I'll sort of see how things are, how my progress is then. I suspect it's still going to be horrible. I'm going to be out of breath. Everything's going to be burning for days afterwards. But I think at this stage it was too much too soon, and I couldn't do it. I was like, nope, I'm going to sit in the front parking lot. There is a parking spot right by the door. Come on. So it's just... No. Anyway. So I'm starting up my exercise a little bit earlier than you guys. I generally, as I said, I sort of go a week ahead anyway, but this is a week or two, just so that when we finally do start it, then I have a good idea as to how to gauge it. And like I say, I'm not even going to say, okay, go for a 15-minute walk every day. It's not even going to be that. It's going to be something very, very small, and we're going to gradually increase it. The same way that we did with the food and the condiments and the water and other liquids and everything else. Baby steps all the way through this. We still have another, 10 and a half months to go. We've got tons of time to start worrying about exercise. So don't worry. The main reason why I sort of want to start it for myself now is partly because in 2 or 3 weeks I'm going to have to go up to the hill. But also I sort of want to get back into the treadmill. And people can say, oh, well, it's bad for your joints and does this and this and this. But it's better than me sitting here doing nothing. And where it's positioned is I have 2 monitors, and it's facing one of the monitors. So I just move a movie over to the monitor, which is a legal DVD Blu-ray player on my computer that I paid for at a store. And I'll just watch that, or a TV show that is from my cable. And I'll put it on there. And then, so that way at least I'm entertained, because if I'm just standing, walking, I'm going to get bored, I'm going to not do it, I'm going to lose interest and eventually quit. So, and the last time I was doing it, by the end of it, I was going 2-3 times a week. And then, of course, it just, like everything else, sort of slid out of it, and I skipped a day and then skipped another day. So for this, I will say definitively Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and you'll be able to go on to MyFitnessPal, and you can read through my diary every day, so you'll see when I've missed a day and when I've hit it. But I'm going to start my exercise now, so at least it sort of makes up a little bit for crying my way through not having to go up the hill. So anyway, that's my story for today. It's not really not a lot else that I can tell you. Nothing really happened yesterday. So I'm hoping that, I'm not going to be doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I don't have to really go anywhere. But by starting this up, and normally you would start 1 day a week and then move, like, say, Wednesdays, and then you would move to Tuesday and Thursday. So you have 2 days a week and then 3 days a week and stuff like that. But because of the amount of walking that I normally do anyway, this is really nothing. It's 15 minutes, and even that tiny little bit makes me feel better. So we'll just start from there on my end anyway, and go from there. The other thing is I'm going to when I record these, you're watching this on a Tuesday morning, or it's been published on a Tuesday morning, and I've been recording these before I go to work, so that it's when I first get up in the morning. I have some time to get ready and everything's done, and then I record and render and upload and do all the fancy stuff so that it's very, very current. But the way that my schedule is going now, I'm probably going to be doing this the night before like I am now, which is why the today and yesterday and tomorrow and everything else is all fucked up. So generally what I'll do is, and this is going to be part of that scheduling thing, Sundays I do my weigh-in first thing in the morning, and I'm going to keep that video Sunday morning. I don't do that video until I've done my weigh-in, because then I know it's current, everything is good, everything is up to date, and I can say, okay, I've done my weigh-in, and here are the changes that we're going to be making, so that I'm making the changes at the same time, or a week ahead, or whatever it is. And then Sunday night, I'm going to probably start doing the video for Monday. And then that way I'm sort of a day ahead, so that when I get up in the morning, it's already done. I can do my treadmill. I can get all the stuff I need to get done. And then I just publish everything. And it's going to be current, because the way that the schedule is working, it's not going to be something that, this came out this morning before I woke up, so here's current news. It's going to sort of be week by week if things go the way I want them to. So Sundays we'll do our weigh-ins, and we'll do our weekly changes, things like that. Monday, maybe that'll be days when we bring up a topic, like how last week was just all heavy topics. Maybe we'll do that. And then I have something planned for Tuesdays, which I'm going to take a closer look at. I really want to get that started. And it's sort of it's more community oriented, more than just the weight loss vlog, or MyFitnessPal, or food, or documentaries, or any of that stuff. I really want it to focus more on the community and the support group that we're sort of building. So that's really the only thing that's holding me up right now. I just want to make sure that I have everything in order, and it's only going to take a couple of days. It's just that where I have work and everything else. But if everything goes well, and if I am not lazy, and if I take the time to do it, then hopefully it'll get back on track, and we'll set it up so that it's going to be a weekly thing. And it may change down the line. This whole thing is just going to be evolving as we go. I think it's changed even a little bit since we started. So it is going to change back and forth, until we find something that fits and something that sort of suits the community a little bit better. So then Wednesdays might be the food thing, and Thursdays are going to be something else. And I'll still share my embarrassing stories. Maybe that'll be a weekend thing, where Saturdays we sort of ended our week. And again, your week might be different. You might be ending your week on a Thursday or something. But at least at that point, then, maybe that'll be the embarrassing story day. So we'll go from there. We'll see. Again, I haven't mapped this out. I'm obviously not doing very well at planning it. But I'm hoping that everything will sort of come together once everything's all done. And that really distorted the mic. I'm sorry. So we'll try to fix that in post. Anyway, there's not much to do, not much for me to say in regards to weight loss or anything. There's a little bit of a fidgety widgety thing going on with MyFitnessPal app at this time, where it hasn't changed my goal for calories for the day. So it's staying there. I mean, I have it in my head. It's just 60 calories more than I should be eating, but I'm well under, and the treadmill helped a little bit, so burned off like 100 and whatever calories. So apparently other people are having it as well. So if you are having an issue with it, go up to their website, take a look, and see what sort of help topics are up there. You may have to uninstall and reinstall if stuff is going weird. Of course, by the time you're reading this, maybe they've completely updated or reading. Yes, by the time you're reading this, that didn't make any sense. By the time you're watching this, it might be something that they've resolved, or they've completely updated, or they've done away with it. It depends. I don't know when you're watching this. Anyway, I'm babbling, so I'm going to stop this video here. I think we've gone far enough. And although there's not much to it, I just sort of wanted to apologize again for not going up the hill. So you can point and laugh as much as you want, but I did do something, hopefully, which will sort of counteract that in the long run anyway. And I've had to start my exercise at some point anyway, so I figure I might as well start now so that I'm ahead of the game a little bit. And my progress has been very slow, so hopefully this will sort of speed things up a little bit. Anyway, but that is it for this video. So thank you very, very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.